Good morning, everybody. We are on the threshold of the transit of Lilith in Libra. I mean, we have heard a lot about Lilith entering already Libra, but as far as I am concerned, Lilith cannot be tamed into the mean Lilith because, you know, there are two different Liliths on the ephemeris, the Bible of astrologers. And there is the true Lilith and there is the mean Lilith. The mean Lilith is calculated just taming her into a linear path that can be easier to use for astrological purposes, more understandable. But there is the true Lilith, which is really the movement of this Lilith that is more in line with the essence of this archetype. I mean, Lilith is untamable. We know it from the myth. And if you don't know it, Lilith is the first partner of Adam before Eve comes. And Eve comes out of a rib of Adam. So comes from him. On the contrary, Lilith emerges with Adam from the same dust. So she's even, she's equal to Adam. In some versions of the ancient texts, also they are one whole being, the androgyne, that has both sexes, both genders. And then the myth says that Lilith in the sexual intercourse refuses to have a passive role. She wants to connect to her wild nature and to be active in the sexuality. And so she's banned from the paradise, from heaven. So here we have a lot of intensity in this archetype. So why would we want to tame this Lilith? Why do we want to put her in a box, in a linear path? So if we follow the true Lilith, Lilith has already started to go into Libra from the beginning of last March. And then she slided back into Virgo, and at the end of March, beginning of April, she was again in Libra. End of April, again in Libra. So she's playing back and forth, you know, and she will do so until September. And it will be only until end of September that Lilith will leave Virgo to enter Libra. But again, already in November, she will start touching Scorpio. So friends of Virgo and Libra, I guess you felt it maybe, because it's a very strong energy that was transiting on your sun. There is a sort of darkness in this archetype, intensity, destructivity. And Lilith is also the primal fear that we have. And the primal fear that is involved here is the fear of loneliness. I don't want to be alone. So there is an energy of grasping the energy of the other, of wanting the other to fulfill our expectations, that with the Lilith in Libra can be very high. So there is a lot of projection here. We project onto someone else what we want. And also it's typical of Lilith in Libra to project onto the other what we don't accept in ourselves. So let us be very careful and in presence to see what is triggered in us from the other. Because most of the times it could be some aspects that we deny deep inside of us, that we don't want to admit that we have it. So withdrawal of projection, that's the gift here. What am I denying? What am I not accepting of myself? Also, Eckhart Tolle, in his beautiful book, A New World, says that what we think the others deny us, it's actually what we are denying to the world. And he just offers a simple practice to do that you can do for a couple of weeks and just be open to what can happen. That is, try to give to the others what you think and feel is denied to you from them. You might be surprised what can happen. So with Lilith in Libra, we are really invited into the deep alchemical realm of the couple, which is one of the most difficult. Because it's so much easier to be on balance alone, to keep on track. But it's so much more difficult if we constantly get triggered for our unfulfilled expectations, and also from the tons of conditioning that we were brought up with. How is a couple supposed to be? What is a partner supposed to give you? How is he or she supposed to be? Every couple that is born is a unique and unrepeatable entity that comes with a specific imprint. And we must know and feel how this specific imprint is without involving the conditioning, without involving what people, parents, society tell us that a couple is supposed to be. What are my gifts that I have to share in the couple? Am I afraid to share them because otherwise I think that I am the one only giving and I'm not getting anything in return? Am I begging the other from a disempowered place? Or sharing from an empowered place? We also have the moon nodes that are transiting. We've been talking about it since last July, since they entered the axis Aries Libra, which is the relationship axis. We've been talking about the fact that the other cannot be a crutch to rely upon, the source of my happiness, but the other must be another entity, and we can share a piece of the path, a long, short, who knows, path together, but we are two empowered entities, each one in their power. So it's a thin line to really share with the other and at the same time remaining connected with what I am, my life, my needs, my real needs, not a supposed and induced from outside needs. So there is a strong chance here to take a leap in our relationships, to get more unattached to the outcome and to be able to just be with the gift of what is there. In each moment, this can change constantly. The couple cannot be a fixed and unchangeable entity. Because if it is, it means that no one of the two is growing. No one of the two is changing. And we are ever changing, constantly. So how can we shift from seeing this change in ourselves and in the other as a danger to feeling the excitement of, wow, a new configuration is showing up here. What can I do? How can I adapt with this new reality? What is asked of me? So there is a willingness really to be open and receptive and yeah, adapt. So wonderful lessons are going to be offered to us in this transit of Lilith in Libra. Enjoy them all.